individuals. It's a real job skill. But I came prepared to throw down, Christina. I'm ready, Miss Lydia. Let's go.
I wonder who Lydia is going to be battling for.
Let's go.
I think she's dressed like Tom Bombadil.
I take offense at that. Bill. Bill. Down there. I see you. So, I came here to argue for Song of Ice and Fire, which you may have heard of as it inspired recently an extraordinarily popular HBO series, Game of Thrones. Okay, shout out. Also, I don't know of any other series that is represented here today that has also inspired a book-based convention. Shout out to Ice and Fire Con, or perhaps a parody musical. Shout out Westeros, an American musical. See the YouTube channel, y'all. Okay? I know some people will say, well, George R.R. Martin, he's gonna die before that series is finished. Yeah. But I say to you, J.R. Tolkien, he already did! Also, if you don't want to, this world is boundless, you know? It's got books that are outside of the series proper. It's got World of Ice and Fire. It's got Fire and Blood, which could be a standalone novel on its own. This is a series that breaks down fantasy archetypes. It doesn't rely on high fantasy, pure and clean maidens, the likes of which are not attainable by we base mortals. Galadriel.
Alright, so I would say that, Lord of the Rings, again, one of the things you've probably heard of over the years, inspired a wonderful series of movies, inspired a cartoon that I thought was a little weird, but this wonderful series of movies, pretty good, Hobbit movies too and everything, but one of the things that I would say that Lord of the Rings did really well is that they established the idea of really doing a serious mythology, really creating worlds. There have been, of course, mythology all through the centuries, but Lord of the Rings was one of the things that really took it and said, we're going to create an entire new language. We're going to create an entire new, the whole backstory that they're not just referring to, they're giving you the backstory. They're telling you all those myths. They have all of it out there. He put a lot of thought into this world. And I would also say that one of the things that he inspired was Game of Thrones. I mean, the Game of Thrones, they went ahead and, it's like, really, it's derivative.
You could at least get the name of my series right, Christina, because that is the name of the HBO show and not the series, which is A Song of Ice and Fire. Where are the point of view chapters in your books, Christina? How do we know the interior lives of these characters? Where is their depth? Where are the women characters of depth? We
see them through their actions. We actually expect our readers to think. We want our readers to enjoy and to feel and to get carried along like you do in A Song of Ice and Fire, like you do in A Lord of the Rings, but also to kind of analyze a little and not just go surface. Well, what's happening below? We're going a little deeper on Lord of the Rings here, I'm just saying.
You want to talk about themes of depth, Christina? How about duty versus love? The human heart in conflict with itself. The dynamics of power, the realities of war. Belief versus unbelief.
I would say all of those themes are also in Lord of the Rings. I would also say, too, they are. I mean, Lord of the Rings, it starts out, what I love about Lord of the Rings in a big way is that you start out thinking it's all about the huge, big questions, which it is. It's about good versus evil. It's about right versus wrong. It's about big versus little even. I mean, my God, hairy versus not so hairy. It's all there. But when you get down to it, it's not just about the big questions. It's not just about black or white. It's about finding the gray in the middle there. It's about people who were the good guys in the Fellowship getting corrupted by the lust for the ring and power. It's like about everyone is not just what they seem on the surface. Everyone is possibly corrupted. Everyone has to hold on to their values about what matters to them. And ultimately, I think that's the really cool thing about Lord of the Rings is that it's that fellowship that binds them together. It's that love of home. It's that love of the people and the places that are around them that really is what makes that the heart and soul of those stories. So it's like you think it's about the power of the ring and what controls us in dynamics and kingdoms, and it's not. It's the thing that can stand up to that is actually the power of love. which is hokey, but it's true, and it's great. And I would say, Song of Ice and Fire, again, it's a wonderful story. It's a great adventure story. I love those books too. But ultimately, it's about power, I think. And power is one of those things that power is ultimately going to corrupt.
But it's also about wielding that power responsibly, and who does wield that power responsibly, and whether they do have love in their hearts. But that said, those things that you said are all well and good if that book series was accessible. Have you tried to read The Silmarillion?
No, and that's why we're not talking about it. We're talking about Lord of the Rings and Big Arms. Well, hang on, I'll go on one then. How about, where's those last 2 volumes of Song of Ice and Fire? So that's what I heard. He hadn't written them yet. I'm just saying, he's been doing those for 20-something years, and he's only got 5 volumes done. J.R.R. Tolkien, he actually bothered to finish his. So when you say he was dead, he got his work done.
Elio and Linda will finish the series. But George, he's going to get a bionic heart and live forever.
If there are any final thoughts here now.
I don't think I got much fast left in me.
It's Lord of the Rings. It's a Song of Ice and Fire, and you know what's the right answer.
Wow, let's give it up. Great job.
We're glad we're done, by the way.
Let's hear. I'm up next. I don't know. Okay, so if we're voting for A Song of Ice and Fire, I'm getting that right, with Lydia, it's going to be on the printed side. For the blank side, we have Christina. Vote for me. Let's shout it. Let's see it. Oh, man.
I don't know.
You guys got
I think the blanks.